Hey love! So today we're doing a full face featuring nothing over $5. We have a new brand here and a couple other new products and a few things that I already have in my collection that are $5 and under. So grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the eyes, and I'm going to go in and prime with the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. This says it's an all-day full coverage concealer, and I have this one in the shade Medium Neutral. I honestly haven't used this concealer in, I can't even tell you the last time, but we're using it today. It's $4. I'm gonna put some of this on my lid. We're gonna use it later on as well. New eyeshadows here from LA Colors. I found these at the Dollar Tree. Mostly everything is from Dollar Tree, but I'll let you guys know along the way. But these little eyeshadow trios are super cute. I'm gonna do a combination of these two shades for the crease, and then I'm gonna do this light pinky mauve all over the lid. So this is the Sugar and Spice palette, and this is the Everything Nice palette. And these are what the two palettes look like. Super cute. Let's start off with the Sugar and Spice. I'm going to do a little e.l.f. fluffy eye blender brush here, and I'm going to start off with that medium brown shade. I always love LA Colors eyeshadows. I always feel like they're really good for that price point, especially. They're a little bit more buildable, but you can always make it work, I always say. I'm going to build this color up. Then I'm going to take this little Revolution Beauty blender brush, and I'm going to take that brown color on the outer lid per usual. Also going to put that on my lid as well. I like this color. This is pretty. These are a bit more buildable. But doing a little bit of concealer I feel like always helps too. Kind of acts as an eyeshadow primer. I prefer an eyeshadow primer, but the concealer definitely is still a nice alternative if you want to keep it simple. Going back into the warm brown, we're going to add that right in the crease. This is pretty much going to be a 3 eyeshadow color look. So super simple. Just fluffing that in there. Then going in with the Everything Nice palette. The shimmer always makes everything better too. I'm going to take that really pretty mauve toned shade and pop that on the lid. I'm using a little flat shader brush. This one's from Amazon. Such a good, almost kind of looks like a paintbrush, but I love it for packing on color. And I am going to spray my brush. I actually have this new setting spray from this brand, Mercerie Pro. This is actually what inspired this entire video. I found this brand at the Dollar Tree. The only caveat to it is that it's $4 though. I know. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. I'm like, wow. I was at the Dollar Tree because I like to go there every couple of weeks just to see what's new. Oh, this is a pretty color. And I saw this brand. What's crazy though is that from that point on, I did go to 2 other Dollar Trees and they didn't have this brand there. So I think it depends on the location. I always say go to different locations. Maybe don't go to your hometown Dollar Tree because my hometown Dollar Tree is not good. You got to go to different locations to get the good stuff. How pretty is that color? I love. Right when I saw this in the pan, I was like, yep, that's going on my lid. It was already bad enough that the Dollar Tree went up to $1.25. It's only 25 cents, but it adds up and it just kind of takes away from the fun of going to the Dollar Tree and just adding everything to cart without really thinking about it because it's $1. A lot of stuff that was $1.25 is $1.50. So just a little FYI. A lot of the makeup though is still, besides that new brand, $1.25 though, which is good. Like these palettes were $1.25. Oh wow, I love this color. That is like such a pretty shade. It's kind of like a pinky mauve and I'm in love with it because we're going to do a pink blush cocktail today, so I think this is going to match everything so beautifully. I love the way that looks. And then by the way, I'm going to try out this new LA Colors liquid eyeliner in the shade Fallin for black. It's just black though. But my Dollar Tree even has a section where they have things that are $5 and $10, which is just kind of a little off-putting, to be honest. It just doesn't feel right. This is what the applicator looks like. I thought it was going to be not a marker, more of like a felt tip, but we're gonna try it out and see. Sometimes these can be a little difficult to work with because they're not very flexible. This applicator, it's definitely a marker, but it feels a little bit more on the stiff side. Don't really like the applicator, but I actually like the eyeliner. It seems to be matte too, which is nice. Not too shabby. Not my favorite, but not bad. Oh gosh, I'm like trying to clean it up and look, I'm making it worse. My favorite thing so far is the little eyeshadow trios. I think these are just precious and I love the lid shade. I honestly think it really made the look. The crease shades are nice too, but the shimmer is really pretty. I like the tone of it. We do have a new mascara, but I gotta curl these super straight lashes of mine, so BRB. So to me, Dollar Tree kind of gives Dollar General vibes, because you know at Dollar General, not everything is $1, but I don't think it's ever been that way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they've always had things that are more than $1, $5. Remember, Believe Beauty used to be there as well. No longer a brand. But yeah, RIP to the original Dollar Tree. So sad. Luckily though, like I said, they still have their classical brands at Dollar Tree that are still, from what I've seen, $1.25. Now let's try this new mascara. This is a double-ended mascara from this brand, Mercerie Pro. It comes like this, so it's dual. One side is lift, the other is volume. It's a 2-in-1. Let's see. This is the packaging. It looks different. Okay, I'm assuming this is the volume side because it's a little bit bigger. And then let's see. Okay. Hopefully we won't need any falsies today. By the way, this is step 1, which is lift. Give some length. And even when a mascara says it's gonna lift and curl, I regardless have to curl my own lashes because they're just way too straight. This is actually not bad. I do see this lash kind of drooping a little bit. Let's try the other side. Step 2, volume, which is much bigger. I honestly feel like the other mascara, or the other side of it, gave some pretty decent volume too. Yeah, it's kind of dripping a little bit. I might give them another recurl once the mascara kind of dries, but at least it's showing up though. This is much better than a lot of Dollar Tree mascaras that I have tried. And now we're going to try the Mercerie Pro Pore Refining Skin Primer. How cool does this look? Does this not remind you of the new Fenty primer a little bit with the swirls in there? We're going to see how this looks. They had another one, I believe it was illuminating, but anytime it says pore filling, I'm like, I need to try that immediately. Oh, it feels nice and smooth. Feels really silky on the skin. Don't really feel like it did much pore filling, but kind of looks like there's makeup in the product as well. It almost kind of reminds me of a light skin tint and primer in one. Like you can see it actually has some color to it. So I feel like if you are very, very fair, I don't know how this would look on your skin. It might kind of show up a little bit tan. Now let's try out the Mercerie Pro Tinted Moisturizer. It says it evens out skin tone, soothes and hydrates, and then it has this dropper packaging. So I have my little applicator here. I'm gonna just put a couple drops on this little thing that I have. I got this on Amazon. Because you know what? If I put this on the back of my hand, I'm gonna ruin my shirt, which has happened so many times. Okay, seems really lightweight so far. Now it is a tinted moisturizer, so I don't expect it to have a ton of coverage. Let's use a good foundation brush today. I love this one, Real Techniques 259. When I first got it, I wasn't a huge fan of this brush, but the more that I used it, the more that I was like, yeah, this is good. So if you get it and you don't love your brushes at first, you just have to break them in a little bit, because that always happens to me. But it's a nice flat top kabuki brush, so it really packs in the product. That's really pretty. It's super glowy, very natural. Doesn't really, like I said, cover up a lot because it's a tinted moisturizer. So it's kind of just meant to be a very light tint, super light coverage. Let's go in with the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. Again, I have this one in medium beige. One of my all-time favorite affordable concealer brushes is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer Brush, but it works so well for the under eyes. Okay, that looks pretty good. I thought the shade was going to be a little bit too light, but it looks good. It covers up. Now we're going to do a little blush cocktail. When I saw these, I knew immediately yes. These are from the brand Marie Claire Paris. Liquid blushes. We have soft pink and dusty pink. I'm going to do a little mixture here and we're going to try these out. They always have these little sponge applicators. I feel like every single brand, even at the Dollar Tree, they're coming out with the sponge applicators. And this is what they look like. Oh, that is a pretty pink. Such a gorgeous, like, light pastel. It's kind of like Pepto-Bismol, but it's cute. And then let's go in with a little bit of dusty pink. Then we're gonna do a little mixture. Like we're in art class a little bit here. Look how pretty. The goal for today is to not get anything or makeup on my shirt. We'll see how it goes. It's actually not even a shirt. It's a little like one of those wrap tops. I got it on Amazon. So comfy, so cute. Little e.l.f. Stayed in Tint. My camera just stopped recording as I was applying the blush. But I don't know if it caught it, but I said e.l.f. Stayed in Tint blending brush. It's because I'm talking so much. I'm just going off and off. The good thing is the camera does notify me whenever it stops recording. It's intense, I know, but it's really pretty. Hopefully they last throughout the day. To be honest, a lot of times my blush, especially when I layer it, it usually doesn't fade. That's the one thing where I feel like even when I do Dollar Tree first impressions, maybe the foundation or the concealer might kind of fade a little bit in certain areas, but the blush is usually intact. Okay, yeah, this is pretty buildable, to be honest. I'm just going back in with my foundation brush and very lightly tapping that in. I love the tone of both of those pink shades. This is not from Dollar Tree. Like I said, I also picked out a couple things from my collection that I have that are $5 and under. And I love this HD Super Matte Powder from the brand Relove by Revolution. It's kind of like a little sister brand to Revolution Beauty. You can get this at Walmart. I believe online also has it, but this powder is literally so good and it's like $3. It's just a traditional kind of translucent powder. Revolution Beauty under eye puffs. These are $4. So good. I'm just gonna go under my eyes and on my T-zone. I do have another powder to set the rest of my face because I don't want this to be too light. The concealer doesn't have a ton of coverage, by the way. I actually wish it covered up a little bit more, but it's fine. Then to set the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna go in with the Rimmel Stay Matte Press Powder in the shade Sandstorm. So random, but you can actually sometimes find Rimmel at Five Below, and a lot of their stuff is also not everything under $5, but they have quite a bit of things. This is a really good powder. This carried me through high school. I used to keep this in my bag all the time, every single day. Who else used to do full glam to school every single day? Because I remember that was my thing. That was my therapy before school. I would wake up early every single day and do, like, I'm talking, I mean, back then I didn't wear false lashes, but like eyeshadow, brows, full complexion, full coverage, all the things. When I got to college, that was a different story, but good times. And this powder, even the smell of it, it's very faint, but it just brings me back. I love how scents are associated with memories because, girl, I smell everything. And this literally brings me back. I'm also taking that Rimmel powder just a little bit to really smooth out the under eyes a little bit more. This Rimmel powder definitely saved the day. Did I tell you the shade, by the way? It's in Sandstorm 004. And then the Relove powder, it's just, I believe they just have one color and it's just like a transparent, translucent kind of shade. So now that everything is set down, I think it looks pretty good. The skin tint's very natural, not a lot of coverage. I like the way it looks with the powder. It definitely doesn't dry down, so it is very hydrating, very dewy. So make sure you use a powder with it. Otherwise, I feel like it would just slide all over the place. The primer didn't really do much. I honestly, if I had to pick one, I would say the skin tint probably gave me a little bit of a better effect on the skin versus the primer, but not bad. Let's add more blush and more bronzer. Let's go in with bronzer first. This is Le Mercerie. So I guess Le Mercerie Pro is the $4 at Dollar Tree, and then Le Mercerie is just the regular brand, and this is $1.25. So let's try out this Sunlight bronzer in Golden Biscotti. It's a pretty light bronzer, but it has some shimmer in there. Since we're talking Dollar Tree, I really like these brushes from the brand Sassy Chic. Amazing. Honestly, I just can't even believe that these are $1.25. It's crazy because they're really soft. I've had these for a couple months at this point. I've washed them. They're really good. So I'm going to just very lightly do a little tapping right around my forehead. Oh, wow. Look how glowy that is. That's like extra golden. So I'm going to try not to do too much because it's pretty shimmery. But honestly, it applied really smooth. It's not bad. I don't mind a little glowy bronzer. I've learned too with products from the Dollar Tree, just because they're from the Dollar Tree doesn't mean there's going to be no pigment. So you don't have to swirl your brush in and be super aggressive with the products or heavy-handed. I used to do that and I'm like, tone it down very lightly, tap off the excess, and most of the times that's the perfect amount of product that you need. This is another Dollar Tree gem. I swear by these LA Colors blushes. This one is in Sweet Cheeks. They have a bunch of new shades now. These come in several different colors, and I love this Cotton Candy Barbie Pink. I have another one of these brushes because I love them so much. They are super soft. Picks up quite a bit of product. Like I said, you don't need too much. And I'm just gonna lightly tap that in, especially this brush. It's a little bit more dense. So definitely don't do too much. This would even work nicely with cream products, which I use it for sometimes. It matches the Marie Claire blushes perfectly. I adore these blushes. I really do. Mostly, not everything, but a lot of LA Color stuff from the Dollar Tree is usually a winner. One of my favorite brands, that and Ioni. I always say. Comment down below too if you guys have any other gems that you love that are $5 and under. Let us know, because these videos used to be more common on my channel because it was honestly easier back in the day. Not even that long ago, but it was easier to do these videos. Now it is a struggle to honestly even find things most of the times that are $10 and under. By the way, the lashes have drooped. Update. They did not hold a curl. And I just realized too, I have mascara on my eyeshadow, so let me fix that really quick. But how pretty is this blush? I am obsessed with these. They're so good. BRB, I'm gonna fix this and recurl my lashes. Now I'm gonna line the waterline with this Ioni pencil liner in black. You know what's so random too? I mentioned this in another video before, but I love the cotton swabs from the Dollar Tree. They are my favorite. Super creamy and dark, this eyeliner. Let's do a little mascara. Mascara is not bad though. It's a bit more of a wet formula. I think that's why my lashes are drooping. I love a good little inner corner pop. So let's take this light champagne. This is in the Everything Nice palette. Just a little bit right in here. I wish this was matte, but I still love a little shimmer moment in here. Let's try out this glowy stick here from Mercerie. Again, you can use this on your body and your face. It comes with a brush apparently. Oh wow, it looks like deodorant. This is the brush. It's pretty hard, so this might be better for the body if you want to give yourself a little. Let's try some on the body. I do have a little glitter on my chest. This is the Eva NYC Queen Glitter Spray. Hold on. Gotta pop the bones out. There we go. Yeah, the brush is pretty hard. So I would say for your body, I wouldn't really want to apply this on the face because I feel like because it is so hard, it might lift your products that you have. Gives a little sheen, you see? It's kind of like pinky. Let me show you. It's pretty light. What I'm actually going to do is use the same blush brush that I use for the liquid blush. And I'm going to just drag that on here. And then very lightly just tap that. Yes. Over top of the blush. Just makes the blush more glowy. I think this is by far one of the most affordable yet still really creamy pigmented lip liners, the e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners, and I really love the color Espresso Martini. It's the most perfect cool toned brown shade. If you have not tried these, they're really good. They're not long wearing though, so just something to keep in mind. You will have to reapply. They have a lot of really pretty shades in these too. I just love this color. How cute are these lip glosses? I thought they were nail polishes at first because they do look like it, and they're also glass, but they're from Mercerie Pro. They are the Shimmer and Shine lip glosses. So I have this one here in Honey and this one is in Sand. I'm gonna go with Honey just because it's more pinky and it's very on theme with today's video. By the way, that highlighter, I don't like it. I honestly wish I didn't apply it, but very tiny little applicator. It smells like vanilla. Pretty though, it goes on really smooth. I love a little light milky baby pink. Oh, that's so pretty. I actually love that gloss. All right, Rimmel Stay Matte. Please fix this highlighter that I should not have applied. It feels sticky. Even right here that I put it on my chest, it doesn't feel like there's a dry down to it. So that for me is a no-go. Now let's go in and set everything down with a makeup setting spray. This is apparently a hydrating formula, but it has a matte finish. All right, let's let that dry, let it marinate, and then we'll chat. Starting off with the eyeshadows, I love these little LA Colors palettes. I always have a lot of luck with these. I think LA Colors is top tier when it comes to Dollar Tree, especially their eyeshadows. They're always buildable, they're always easy to work with, and especially the shimmer today from this little palette. I love the way this looks on the eyes. It definitely made the look, so these are winners. Ioni eyeliner is also a winner. Now this is not going to be extremely long wearing. You will have to reapply, but also have a lot of luck with this though because it is rich and dark and creamy. The mascara is actually not bad. It's not my personal favorite formula with my very straight lashes. It's more wet, but compared to other mascaras I've tried from the Dollar Tree, this is one of the better ones. So I'm not mad about it. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. Same with the eyeliner. This one is the LA Colors liquid liner. I don't love the applicator, but I like the finish of the eyeliner. A lot of formulas at the Dollar Tree tend to be very shiny, the finish, but this one is actually nice and matte and black, so I'm into it. The primers honestly wasn't really my favorite. I didn't really feel like this did a ton with my makeup. I think you could probably find a better affordable primer at the drugstore, or honestly just use your skin prep. If you want to skip out primer altogether, just use a good moisturizer or like a milky toner beforehand, just anything really. You don't always need primer, but that one, not my fave. The tinted moisturizer was also pretty nice. It did even out my skin. It doesn't have a lot of coverage because it is a tinted moisturizer, so the coverage is going to be light and natural, but this is very dewy, so make sure you use a powder with it because it doesn't have any dry down to it. I need to use this Wet n Wild Incognito concealer again. It doesn't have as much coverage as I was expecting. Maybe I need to use a little bit more, but not bad. I will definitely keep using it, and I like this Relove powder today, but I do feel like the Rimmel Stay Matte powder saved the day. I forgot how much I really enjoy this. Surprisingly, I do like this Sunlight bronzer from Mercerie. I thought this was going to be glittery, too orange and muddy on my skin, but it actually gave such a pretty sun-kissed look. There is a little golden shimmer in it, but it's not as glittery as I was expecting. It actually applied really nicely, especially with that blush I used. This one right here from Sassy Chic. Love. Today's blush cocktail is my favorite. I love all the pink vibes. This LA Colors blush, so good. Again, it's in Sweet Cheeks. And then these liquid blushes from Marie Claire were also really nice. I like the combo of these. They're pigmented yet still kind of sheer, so you will have to build it up. But I really like these, especially with that LA Colors powder topped over it. This is like the perfect trio. Didn't love the shimmer stick personally. It just felt a little bit too greasy on my skin, and even on the body it doesn't have much of a dry down to it, so this for me is a pass. The lip combo is too good today. If you have not tried these e.l.f. lip liners, I totally recommend. You do have to reapply. Like I said, they're not going to be long wearing, but they're $2, so I don't mind a little reapplication. I love how creamy these are. Espresso Martini is my personal favorite shade, but they have a ton of good ones, and I love the lip liner with this Sparkle and Shine gloss in the shade Honey. The most beautiful baby pink. This is actually probably my favorite product out of everything today. It is so glossy and lightweight, doesn't feel sticky, and it just gives the most beautiful light touch of baby pink. It pairs so nicely with this lip liner, but I feel like this is one of those glosses that'll look good with any darker lip liner. It's my favorite product of the day. The setting spray was also decent. It didn't have any heavy fragrance, which was nice. It has a pretty good applicator as well for the most part, and it doesn't have a truly matte finish all the way. We'll see how this makeup does last through my workout and for the rest of the evening. I will keep you updated, but if you guys have any other favorites that you love that are $5 and under, let us know in the comments because it is so hard to find good products with that price point nowadays. But the go-tos for me within that price range is always Essence, Wet n Wild, LA Colors, and LA Girl. Fab 4 right there. But if you have any other faves, make sure to let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button if you love the affordable content and for new videos in general every single week. Thanks so much for being here, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye.